Nice blobs of shit in the wall.
Yeah, awesome.
No, not the blobs of shit.
Fucking. Yeah, here we are in the sanitarium. Sanitarium.
Good?
How's it going, man?
All right. Dano here at loudguitars.com.
Where are we?
Where are we?
In the sanitarium. We're gonna sing that. Sanitarium. Yeah.
Jeff Waters, Annihilator.
Dan. Sorry to steal your limelight there. Gordon.
Oh, it's okay.
I'll just shut up and let you talk.
How you doing, man? You ready to rip tonight?
Wired on coffee.
Wired, yeah. Is that number 3 or 4?
It's only one. It's only had 2-3 sips, but I'm wired.
Right. So that's how Jeff Waters warms up for a show. Has a lot of coffees.
Yeah. I wonder why I have to go to the bathroom every 5 minutes, and why my heart flies, and why I'm sweating, and why
Drum
I'm
solos,
fucking nuts.
bass solos, yeah.
It's coffee.
Good.
You can't drink anymore. You can't smoke cigarettes. Can't do drugs. So.
You gonna light this bad boy up for us? How many you got of these?
Spinal Tap. I only have one at a time. I usually try and... They last only a certain amount of time because I sweat a lot because I'm not in the best of shape. So a lot of my cheese and steak come out when I'm playing. That's fucking disgusting. But you know what I mean. So I sweat acidically and it sweats into the...
Where's the tripod?
I'm just going to repeat the exact same thing, except even more abusively now. Where do you want me to pick that up from? It's not going to get any better, you know that, right?
Light this bad boy up, man.
Put it on the table and go have a beer. Just hit record.
The lights, the lights.
The lights.
The lights, man.
Too strict. He's wound.
He laughed. He made
is that why? Because he left?
Yeah. It was take 2 now.
My batteries are dying, you know that, eh?
Anytime you're ready.
We're on a budget here in Quebec.
So, talk to me about playing this thing. How does it change anything?
I just play one song with it and I throw it behind the amps.
And that's
because it's a Gibson reissue. It's a fantastic guitar. Sorry, the batteries have to go off on a budget. Again.
So when the kid who buys this thing, does he automatically just rip, or does it come with a couple of lessons?
You mean, do I rip him off when I sell it? No. I'm up front, I tell them it's beat up, it's used, and it's got lights in it, and they jump around and go, yes, we want it, it's one of a kind. And I thought about it and I went, yeah, you know what, if Eddie Van Halen was selling a beat up old guitar and he wanted to sell it for me for a few bucks, I'd buy it in a second.
Absolutely.
With a few scratches on it, or
absolutely.
You could even do anything you wanted to it and I'd buy it.
I bid on the Marty Friedman guitar, that ended up catching 10 grand.
Really?
On eBay, yeah. It's for Jason Becker, so that was a good cause.
For a charity?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, young Jeff Waters, 16 years old. What's he listening to sitting in Ottawa?
I'm not 16 right now.
No. In 19 or 20 or?
21.
Right.
Double plus, plus 3. Double plus 3. Thank you. 45.
So, what were you listening to?
I listened to rock, you know, Aerosmith Rock's album came out, Sweet Desolation Boulevard. Even Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting by Elton John turned me on to guitar because I heard loud guitar. And that was back in the disco era when, and I must have been like 13 or something. So when I heard the loud guitars on Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting, not the Nickelback version, but the Elton John version, it just turned me on to the guitar, loud guitars, and then that led to Kiss Alive 1, 2, all the Kiss albums. If You Want Blood, live album by AC/DC was the first.
Classic.
Why am I looking at that? I'm just looking at you. So, I have bad breath. Basically got into the hard rock, then got into the heavy metal. Blues-based heavy metal. I got a bit of classical influence heavy metal, like Randy Rhoads, Van Halen, a bit of blues from the Glenn Tiptons, the Angus Youngs. And then that moved on to some, at that time, some serious anti-social, or whatever you want to call them, totally against the grain, crazy bands called Venom, Slayer, Anthrax, Metallica, Exodus, and then Razor, Anvil, Exciter from Canada, and then, you know, Voivod, Destruction, Creator from Germany, and Loudness from, you know, whatever. But, well, they weren't part of the thrash part, but, so I went from the, you know, the lessons to the rock, to the heavy metal, to the thrash, and believe it or not, way back then, if you liked Slayer, you weren't allowed to like Scorpions.
Remember how structured it was?
You would get the shit beaten out of you if you were listening to Scorpions and you had a Slayer shirt on, you'd get beaten up in school. So I immediately had to disown Van Halen, which is the best guitar player ever lived. Disown all the Scorpions, Matthias Jabs. Hey, quick, Gabe's butt crack, right there. You missed it. Sexy thing for the women.
Bummer.
Bummer. Good one. But so basically it was, what the fuck were we talking about?
Dave's butt crack now.
Besides that, before the butt crack. Same with Annihilator. Our first promo shots and the first gigs we did, you know, mousse and gel and ice, whatever.
I'm pretty sure it was someone else's idea though, right?
No, that was all our own idea. But it was funny because you'd be, oh, Slayer, the coolest guys in the world, and we don't listen to that hair metal. And then you look back at the pictures and you go, it was all fucking hair metal.
No kidding.
But maybe it'll be like a Bee Gees cover album or an all ballad love song thing. Or sounds good.
Your fans should eat it up.
Yeah, actually, some will in Europe.
Maybe into the metal record.
Talk to me about, you're talking about your different stuff. The metal album.
Yeah.
You get all these killer players involved in it. How does that come up? You're sitting at home going, you know, I want to do something a little different. Let's get like all the big cool current guys, or is that how you do this?
Sorry.
How does that come?
Good question. So it wasn't like a big comeback. It was not a big deal. And besides, we're an older band. I mean, technically, we're a much older band. So nobody really wanted to invest in bringing us back. So I said, fuck it, let's just stay where we're wanted. Then the Quebecers got a hold of us. And we've done, what, 3 Quebec shows in 3-4 months? What do you say? So Quebec's kind of bringing us back to North America here. So.
Heavy MTL was awesome. Like, it was such a good mix of
You
bands.
missed the best one in Quebec City.
Yeah.
The show before that, it was a riot.
I heard there was like a massive lineup outside.
There was a few thousand people at the venue.
Did they set the world on
sold
fire?
it out. Good one. Outside there was as many people that were inside lining up. They got turned away, so it was like the promoter said, "You got to check this out." And I looked at him and said, "Well, are you embarrassed telling me this? Showing me the lineup?" And he goes, "Why?" I goes, "Well, don't you feel silly? You didn't put us in a bigger venue now." It had about 6,000 people at that.
Wow.
But it was an honor to come back to Quebec. Where our first show we ever did was in Val d'Or, Quebec.
Is that right? Very first in Ireland.
4 or 5 shows as a house band, playing Razor covers and Cider and Annihilator, songs that had ended up being on the first 2 albums. And we were just wasted doing this stuff. Spiky hair, with the gel in the hair and everything.
But you weren't a hair metal band.
No.
No.
You're cool. You gotta warm up. Sorry, I gotta
I
physically
wanted to
warm
let
up.
you.
That's good, I can talk all night. But
Yeah.
as
But
you
I
can
know
tell,
you gotta warm up.
as you can tell.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. Thanks for spending some time with us, man.
Thank you very much. I gotta
Looking
warm
forward
up.
to this.
Uh-oh.
Fucking blow the budget.
Ready? Hey, this is Jeff Waters from the Canadian metal band Annihilator, and you are watching, listening, viewing, surfing, whatever it is, to loudguitars.com.
Nice.
You're jerking off too.